Good evening, this is Nerdist to Human, and welcome to this time-lapse of Total War Rome Remastered's Alexander DLC. And of course, you join me here at the end of the game, just the one turn left. I did extend the turns to a good 250 or so, but even in all of that, no one has managed to claim a true victory. Obviously, I removed Alexander's death from ending the game. I also gave some colours to some of our other barbarian factions here to make it well, more interesting on the map, to be honest. Now, we did see a rather good job over here by future Parthia over here, Dahe, who took out Persia. Well, did they take out Persia? Not really, because what's happened here has been odd. Mostly what's happened is that the Persians seem to have lost most of their cities to rebellions at odd occasional times. They could not hold down the territory, and pretty much most of the territories taken here by both Macedonia and also by Dahe have actually just been mopped up once they rebelled. Persia couldn't hold them down long enough, whereas these guys seem to be able to hold them down a little bit better. You can see there are some riots going on here and there, but they don't seem to have had as many problems keeping the rebellions under control. That's largely what's happened. Now, at the very start here, Halicarnassus did actually fall to Macedonia legitimately. Everything else pretty much has gone through the rebels in between, and sometimes, yeah, the AI doesn't even want to take the rebel settlements like, yes, Rakotis over here, which never fell at all. As I say, I did play around with the AI a fair bit just to try and encourage war by removing all of the alliances which are set at the start of the game. Quite a lot of these factions are told not to attack the Persians, for example. I removed all of that, so very, very neutral, but by the end of the game here, people do seem to have got themselves in a fairly neutral situation. No one really wants to attack each other. So you can see here, Dahe do themselves enemies with the rebels, but nothing else. Same goes over here with Illyria, same with Scythia, and same with Macedonia. These last few factions were not declaring war. Now, Persia were at war with some of these guys, with both Alexander and also with Dahe over here, but by the end we had a bit of a stalemate. These guys all wanted to be friends and live happily ever after, so I guess that is where this will all end. The very last thing that did happen in the last 20 turns or so was Issus here falling. This is actually the second to last turn, because the game will indeed end when I press the end turn. And so does that downfall. As you can see, there's a little bit of auto-resolve that I need to do all this stuff, but if you'd like to see more future time-lapses, they finally took it. Interesting. Might be because I reloaded the game, maybe the AI decided to make some different decisions. That's quite intriguing, to be honest. Nonetheless, that's pretty much where we're going to end this for now. Do suggest future time-lapses if you are indeed interested. This one was an interesting one because it's got some strange programming to it. I did make a few edits to the map, by the way, just to make sure things were a little bit better. A bit like my India edit. If you would like to play India in this game, I do have one for the original. It should work for the remaster, but it might need a few minor tweaks to how the files differ. But for now, I will leave you. I'm Thomas, this is Nerdist to Human, and this has been a time-lapse of Alexander. Thank you very much, and tally-ho. They're all queuing up to fight them. These are truly the British rebels right here. War cry and charge at the dogs of war. Oh, they're routing again. What are you doing, my silly trumpet? They're actually taking on my reinforcements. Welcome to the Rebel Experience, ladies and gents.